My next guest's got a huge fight coming up here against Devin Smyth, Legends of Combat 2, May 10th, and that's going to be live on Spectation Sports. Happy to talk to once again Ryse Brink here on the program. Ryse, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. Good to catch up with you again.
Yeah, it's good to catch up with you too, and obviously a big fight for Michigan. You, Devin Smyth. It's going to be a fun one here. We haven't seen you in a while. I know your last fight was back in 2023. I know you got a lot going on outside the cage. For people who might not know, why don't you fill them in on what's been keeping you out of the cage for quite some time?
Oh, I just had some injuries that came up. I had 4 major surgeries in the last 3 years, so it was very hindering on training and just life itself. So healthy, excited, ready to be back. So
Yeah, and was this the right amount of time off to come back, or were you hoping to fight a bit sooner? Take me through sort of the timeline of getting this fight.
yeah, I was actually back to training again full time, and then my appendix went out. I had to have emergency surgery on that. That took me, I don't know, a couple months to get back from that, and then that was really my last one that I had surgery on, or major surgery on,
Okay.
and been training full time ever since. So
Right. And according to Devin, because I talked to him before this fight, I guess he called you out. What's sort of your take on this fight? Because again, if you live in Michigan, everyone kind of knows how big of a fight this is. Do you take that as a compliment, an insult? How did you sort of take, being called out for this one?
I don't think Devin called me out, but I think the fight was offered to him, but he can tell the story however he wants to tell it. I mean, I'm excited to fight Devin. We were supposed to fight back in 2020 before COVID happened. Um, I think it's a great fight. I don't I don't think it's one people are going to want to miss.
Hmm.
And it's just so when you talk about Devin, people think about Rashad and everything else, and that's not me because I've known Devin. We've fought on the same amateur card together, so he's just another guy from Michigan to me, as to where some other people see him differently. So
Okay. Yep. Fair enough. Take me through camp. Where are you training right now? Who've been some of the main training partners helping you get ready for this one?
I training up here in Gaylord. A lot of guys up here that no one's ever heard of, but going down to Detroit still, training at MASH, training at Stars and Strikes with James Beneteau, training over at MASH with Mickey and Todd Ali. Uh, those guys are awesome. It's a long drive for me. It's almost 7 hours round trip for me to go down there and train, but
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's something that I have to do just because the level of competition in Northern Michigan where I live isn't quite what it should be for me to get ready. But those guys welcome me in with open arms whenever I can get there. They make me a priority, which is huge for my camp, and everything's firing on all full cylinders. And I'm ready. I'm excited. I feel great. Weight's great. Everything's good. So
Good. Glad to hear it. And then,
yeah.
you mentioned the weight as well. I know when you've been off for a bit, sometimes it's tougher. I know you got 3 kids you were telling me off camera, which is nuts. So how's all that going? You said everything's on point, but how have you been able to do that while also being a family man and working outside of training as well?
So yeah, and I said I had 3 boys. I actually have 5 kids.
5 kids. Sorry,
But
my bad. That's
yeah, no,
incredible.
you're
Good for you,
good.
man. Good for you.
Yeah, I wanted to correct you because if my wife watches this, she's gonna go, "What
Yeah,
about
no
the
worries. No,
girls?"
I don't want to get
So
anyone in trouble. Yeah.
yeah, no, no, everything's great. Kids are awesome. Wife's awesome. Work's awesome. Training's awesome. Everything's going phenomenal. So I'm blessed and excited to get back in there. And a lot of people are asking me, why are you even doing it? Friends of mine, promoters that I know, and I do it because I enjoy it. A
Mhm.
lot of these guys do it because they have no other option or no other outlet or no other income.
Mhm.
Um, and I do it because I enjoy it, which I think is a huge factor, especially in this fight. Um, I'm doing this because I want to, not because I have to. So.
Yeah, that's a big difference. What do you do for work for people who might be wondering? Because I know it's been going really well for you the last couple of years.
Yeah, we own a farm, so we
Oh,
raise
awesome.
beef cattle. But as well, I own my own construction company. We do everything: lot clearing, building houses, pole barns. I got a great group of guys that work for me that make it all possible, and they, especially on days that I'm gone training. When I'm gone, literally from the time I get up and drop the kids off to school to the time I get home and they're in bed. So those guys are able to run the ship without me, and it allows me to still do this. So
Good. Good for you, man.
yeah,
What about your corner? Who's going to be in the cage with you this weekend?
I The same guys that have been there with me forever. It's going to be James Beneteau, Dave Nags. Probably going to have Ryan Meck from Flesh is Stronger Fighting Systems, and he's a Gokor Gavitian. I think that's how you say his last name.
Mhm.
Uh, he's belted underneath of him. That's who I've been working a ton with up here in Gaylord, which has been really beneficial for me. Uh, but yeah, those three guys will most likely be there, and I might even have. I've been working with a high school state champ. That's actually he's going to be competing for nationals here pretty soon. His name's Zane Willoughby. He's been really helping me in my camp as well. So
Love it. And how's this fight playing out? What's your prediction? How do you see this one unfolding on Saturday?
I don't think it sees the final bell. We'll put it that way. I don't think it's going to go to the final bell, and I think it's going to be either late second or early third. So
Okay. And you mentioned you love doing this. Like you got this whole life outside of fighting and everything going on. What about after this? Not looking past Devin, but is the plan to still compete? Is it just the right opportunities? Like I mentioned at the top, like this is a big fight for Michigan. Is it that types of
yeah,
fights that are going to bring you back, or you just want to keep active? What's the game plan after this? I guess is what I'm asking.
yeah, and it's funny that you say that because people are friends of mine and some of the promoters that have offered me fights, like a lot of these guys that are at that pivotal moment in their career, they're fighting Uber drivers,
Yeah.
or people who are just getting brought in. And I think that's going on a lot more than people realize. And I can't sell the people who support me wolf tickets like all these other guys can.
Mhm.
And I want to fight again as long as I'm healthy and everything is, good to go. But that the only fights that interest me are tough fights. I'm not interested in fighting somebody that I should beat. I can't wake up every day. I like we've talked. I've got a lot going on. With your boys, you have a lot going on, juggling work and that.
Yeah.
Throw on training, 5 days a week. It's as many people know, this whole thing is selfish at the end of the day. When you train and I have time away from my kids and my wife, and I miss t-ball practices and all this other stuff that I don't want to miss out on, but I can only do this for so long, and I'm only young for so long. So the last bit of this for me has got to be fighting tough guys, and I might really target the guys that are trying to get these easy fights, and uh that have good records and good names, but are trying to ease their way into a bigger promotion, because I can't stand it. It's not the way that this was meant to be, in my opinion. So
Right. Well said. Well said. And again, we're looking forward to this coming up here May 10th, this Saturday. Legends of Combat 2. You can watch that live on Spectation Sports. Ryse, it was great getting a chance to catch up with you. Glad to hear everything's going great. We're looking forward to this one. If there's anything you want to mention before we get out of here, any sponsors, social media, anything like that, I'll give you the last word.
no, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I want to thank everybody at Legends, Matt Friendo, their team, for putting this fight on. I didn't have any doubt that it was going to happen, and just everyone's going to want to be there May 10th. It's going to be a good fight, and it's not going to one you want to miss. So thanks.